we are.
1 second and counting.
Yeah. There we
Can
go.
we do our opening song? It's Lesley
And
and Bill.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
we're trying this live. Tim's not here. We're unchaperoned.
Yeah, there are no adults in the room, so
No,
be
there's
careful.
no adults in the room.
Yeah.
And I left my water way over there, but I have notes so we keep on track. So
Yay.
hopefully we'll stick with our 30-minute-ish timing.
Yes.
Happy holidays, happy Christmas, happy New Year, happy Yule, happy Hanukkah, happy,
Kwanzaa? What is
Kwanzaa?
Yeah.
I don't know when Kwanzaa is. Is that one of those holidays that runs on the moon cycles and stuff as well? Or?
And I think Hanukkah did too. It was not at
It was
Christmas,
early
it was
December.
Christmas,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep,
Just happy whatever it is you choose
Happy
to celebrate
solstice.
at this time of year.
exactly. And hopefully all your family and friends are healthy and you visited. We did not. We stayed home. Binge watched the extended version of Lord of the Rings, all
Oh,
three of them,
Wow.
12 hours. I gave up on, we did it Boxing Day, I gave up around, I think I stopped watching around probably 12:30, maybe 1 o'clock. And then the internet kicked out.
Oh,
So they held it for a little while apparently, and then they gave up because it didn't come back on. And when I got up in the morning, 10-ish, it was still not on. So we watched the end of it that night, which was perfect because that way I didn't actually miss anything.
there you go.
But the extended version's got a lot in it.
Does it?
Yeah. A
Mm.
lot of the humor, a lot of the fun stuff, like it's not all the, because I mean, they keep all the hyper big budget, slashing, crashing and battling and stuff, but the little bits of humor and stuff aren't always in it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the way you kind of know if you're on the extended version or the regular version, what's his name? Legolas, the lovely Orlando Bloom, his eyes go from blue to brown because they don't edit it completely, right?
Oh, okay.
I just assumed he would have blue contacts because he's got some intense blue eyes on that show as the Legolas. But yeah, no, there was a few times he had brown eyes.
So they just colored them.
I
After?
guess.
Yeah.
Can
Wow.
you imagine coloring all that film? Whose job is that?
Wow, but you just color it in one frame and then You just
Digitally,
touch, yeah.
yeah, I suppose that's true.
it's way
Anyways.
different than it used to be.
Yes, so that was my exciting,
Oh, cool.
unexciting time. I did knit through it. I was knitting a scarf to replace Quinn's scarf that he lost somewhere in Montreal. If someone finds a lovely alpaca in navy blue, pale denim blue, and burnt orange, it's my son's. He lost it somewhere in Montreal.
Yeah.
So I'm using this, I'm just making this up. This is just a scrappy
Cool.
wool DK. At first I was doing color work
Oh,
and
yeah.
shapes, and then I'm like, I just want to knit. I am just not in the mood to be fussy, and so I'm just cranking it, and he likes it. So
When's he go back?
I don't know. Classes are not going to be in person till maybe end of January. His sibling Jay is taking him back, driving him back in their car, because he wanted to make sure he had all room for all his stuff and didn't have to take it on a bus, because I don't know what he thought he was getting for Christmas.
Yeah, well,
Anyways,
money doesn't take up much space.
no, it doesn't, it doesn't. So they're going back, and Jay's gonna stay with Quinn probably, I don't know, probably a week or something, because they met his friends. They went down Halloween and had a great time, so.
It's nice that they get along, hey?
They get along amazing.
Yeah.
Because my brother, he has mentioned that a couple of times, and I even said to the kids this a couple days ago, I'm like, when was the last time you guys didn't get along or argued about something or got snippy with each other? And they both just stopped and went, it's not worth it. I don't know, I can't remember. And I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah, my kids were together Christmas morning, and so we went and had brunch with them, but they're in their 40s, and they're best friends, and they're
Yeah.
lovely, lovely people. I'm so
Yeah.
proud,
Yeah, me
Obviously
too.
I did something right,
I
because they
always
were
want-
awful as children.
I wanted to hang out
In
with
terms of getting
my
along,
brother.
everything else about you two was just awesome.
I always wanted to hang out with my brother, but
Oh,
he never
really?
wanted me around. Yeah,
No, I never
anytime he
wanted
had
to hang out with
parties,
my
my older
sisters.
brother he just wanted me nowhere around. Though I have a feeling, I think some of his friends he thought of as were complete dogs, and he didn't want me dating them and didn't want them
Yeah.
hitting on me, and there was definitely sometimes his friends were really inappropriate. It was like, yeah, I'm kind of glad he had a little more protection there.
Yeah, well, it sounds
It's like
like
it's an
it.
older older brother, I mean, yeah, let me date your friends, man. He dated a couple of my girlfriends. I wasn't allowed to date his, but.
Well.
Teenager years, right?
Yeah.
So much
Totally.
fun. So, just so you know, we've had quite an increase of COVID infections in the area. So I have reduced store hours a bit. We're only going to be open 11 to 4 Tuesday to Saturday. We're going to be closed on Sunday and closed on Monday. Right now, I'm just playing it by ear. All of us that work here have elderly parents that we look after and help out. And my 2 staff also have wee baby grandbabies, so we don't want anything to happen because they can't get vaccinated at this point. I have my appointment for my booster.
Oh, cool.
Sunday. I think it's Sunday. I have to go up to Belleville, but I kept trying to get an earlier one, and boy, they disappear fast. Because as soon as I booked it, I yelled to Tim, "Book yours. I'm gonna go to this day." And as soon as he went on, it was already gone. Sunday booked, and there was all these dates, like all these times open. Yeah. But he got one in for Picton, so I have to drive to Belleville.
Yeah, I have just got permission. I got a notice that I'm due for my 4th in a month. Yeah, I had a liver transplant in the summer, so that's
so it
we're
puts you
deemed
up the queue.
Yeah, they don't count. I don't think kind of what we did before. Or they don't have any idea how the new organ affects.
Right.
So anyway, I will take as many shots as they'll give me. So
yeah,
3 months, and that's February 3rd. I qualify. So.
Okay.
And I got the letter. I just have to
make the
book
appointments.
Yep.
Yeah, boy, those appointments are going fast. But
and I'm hoping all you people will be finished by then, so I won't have this problem making my appointment.
So I guess that's just how it is. It's just part of life. I mean, I get my flu shot every year, and the one year I didn't get it, I regretted it. So I always kind of avoid it. I don't see my doctor that often. I'm not one that goes in. And the minute I go in, Kate will just sort of be standing there, the nurse, and all of a sudden she's like, "So, you want to get your flu shot?" And I'm like, well, she's already done it. And I'm like, she's fast.
Yeah.
She just, boom. It's like, you're good.
But what's happening is people are getting their shots.
Yeah.
We're up to now 90% of the country, 90% of the eligible. If you take out the people who are too young to get it, apparently we're approaching 90% who are going to be vaccinated. So
we've just got to get it. We've got to get it to the poorer countries, right?
Yes.
Yes. And then the variants will stop mutating, and because let's face it, the people that are unvaccinated are becoming petri dishes and creating new variants every time.
I was impressed though when my nephew told me those statistics, and I didn't think it was that high, but he said if you take out the people who can't, like the under 5s.
It's under 5 now?
And he said it's quite phenomenal.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of the 5 to 12-year-olds who still are kind of parents are sitting on the borderline with that one, but.
I just like, it's not gonna hurt you. It's not, I know people think it does, but I mean, if it did, there'd be dead bodies and families in an uproar, and that's not happening.
Yeah,
so.
No.
I mean, honestly, I know hundreds of people in the store, hundreds of people. I have thousands of followers, and I would have heard something if there was some crazy thing.
No, the only thing you hear is the people who die, and they're the ones who die from not getting a vaccine. A friend of mine a couple of weeks ago, he's bang. I never would have thought that he was an anti-vaxxer, but.
I know.
Yeah. It's tragic. Tragic.
It is. I mean, he was only 5 years older than me.
59.
Yeah. I know. I'm getting up there.
You're not that old, really. What you say?
53.
Yeah, and he was only 3 years younger than me.
Yeah. Someday.
Thanks,
I know how old you are. Anyways, so did Larry enjoy his Christmas present?
He did, and actually the second one he didn't know about because I came in Christmas Eve. I think,
he did.
And bought the second one, so we didn't know about that.
Has he played with them yet?
He has them out.
Okay,
so,
we're talking about Larry. He likes doing needlework, so Bill got him some embroidery kits because it's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun playing with them.
And he's excited today because the Sunday Star, the Sunday Star arrived today.
Is that normal?
No, it normally arrives on Sunday, but they didn't deliver it to the guy who delivers it on Sunday or Monday, so. It arrived today.
Now, is the Sunday one that always have the comics in it?
It has a magazine thing in it too. I don't know that he reads the comics as much.
I know, I'm trying to remember when I was a kid.
Anyway, so
rather than black and
that's
white.
his day today, is
The Sunday Times.
reading the
Star.
Sunday Times, yeah. Well, he
Sunday
likes to,
Star or Times?
the
Sunday.
Start, Sunday,
You're talking about the Toronto Star?
no, it's the New York Times, sorry, it's the Sunday Times, oh, I
okay.
apologize, New York Times, yes, it's the Sunday Times.
Okay, that would be much more,
It is much thicker,
yes, I would.
and they have a
yeah.
fabulous magazine in it, and they have a kids section every few weeks,
Oh,
which I enjoy.
it's so funny, like, when you think 10 years ago, what has changed? Like, when we owned the Galloping Goat, that little store in the bar,
Yep.
we used to walk around with walkie-talkies. Hey, I need a bathroom break. Hey, can you go send some food? Can you send a glass of water? And now everyone's got cell phones, so it would be completely obsolete. Like, some of the weird things that we used to do, and like newspapers, they're disappearing. I mean, didn't the Picton Gazette close?
The Gazette, the office closed.
Oh, the office closed. Well, okay. So
Yeah,
there's
so-
a Main Street location.
Yeah, no, the office is closed, so now the people who work for them work from home.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
And, yeah, that's one of the keys when I get my office, or when I get my
Yes.
studio space, is one of the writers from there now works at home and has little kids, so
Nice.
he wants to be one of the keys.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
Yes,
well, maybe.
Bill wants to start trying like a little co-op studio space.
Yeah, yeah.
So you share studio space and still have that people coming in and chatting and stuff.
But go to work, so that
Yeah.
I don't, like this morning, by the time I got to my studio, it was almost 11 o'clock.
Yes.
And that's not, that's, yeah.
I know, and when you have a partner who works from home or is just home and is trying to avoid their work and they come
Yeah.
talking and chatting to you, it's like,
Yeah, yeah.
no, I need to just focus.
Dogs, cats,
Yes.
just about anything will distract
Yeah,
me.
cats are brutal with in and out, in and out, in and
But
out.
once I start, I'm fine, so.
Yeah.
I figure if I have to walk to work, get
Yep.
there, and get started at something, I'll get so much more done.
It's true.
Mind you, I finished 14 quilts this year, and had a liver transplant, so I think that's a good year.
Jesus. I say.
I usually- sometimes I
you
get
get
20
a gold
done.
star in
Yeah,
your,
yeah,
on your,
yeah,
on your
yeah.
year.
Anyway, back to the list, I'm talking.
Okay, so, Larry got embroidery, so I decided I got these, okay, these are some crazy, I knew they were flare pants, I bought them online, but seriously,
Holy cow.
I didn't know they were this flare.
Yeah, yeah.
They're the kind that literally when you walk almost trip you. So I went, okay, I'm gonna totally embroider on these. I'm gonna come up closer to see it. So I'm like, this is cool. I was playing around with flowers, looking up online, all these different ideas. And then I was going into Belleville. I decided to put them on. Discovered, me being a dumb ass, put it on the back.
Oh,
It's like Tim is howling, going, oh, that is so typically you. You're so distracted. I am the distracted knitter and needlework, apparently. So you can see I was sort of drawing it with chalk, just regular chalk, because I don't, the white, the markers that I have for drawing on fabric that disappear, they all were dark colors. So now I have to do the entire leg all the way around. But-
or just walk backwards.
Or just walk backwards, or it'll keep you from looking at my butt all the time as I'm walking away from you. I was just so pissed off.
I think that's hysterical.
Like, I swear to God, I laid it out. I looked and I triple and I remember thinking about which leg it was going to be on too, like left or right, because I'm left-handed, so I wanted it on my left.
Yeah.
Freaking idiot.
There you go.
Yeah, dumb, distracted, just always trying to do things with too much other stuff going on in my head. So I brought this cardigan down. This is, Deanne made this. Isn't this beautiful? So it's
Wow.
called Rose, and it's got cable work on the seams, and cable work down here. This, she did say it was quite the job. The knitting it was great, but all this had to be picked up. All these stitches had to be picked up because it's knit this way, and then this is knit this way.
All right,
And you
Well,
gotta
that's
pick it up
nice.
evenly, so it hangs evenly, right?
right.
I made the mistake one time of picking up too many on one side, and guess what happens? All this pulls and sort of hangs down longer. But man, what a gorgeous cardigan.
It feels fabulous. You
Well, yeah, I think it was Malabrigo. Yeah, it's a Arroyo in Malabrigo, though it's double knit weight. It's the rose pattern from Andrea Mowry.
Wow.
Deanne wants us to send a photograph of all the Andrea Maury projects that we have knit, because we have knit so many, and she often does the project with the her knitting gang of classes. She teaches classes, and they do projects, and they're going to do the Douglas cardigan by Andrea Maury. So she's like, we got to send a message to Andrea Maury about all the projects we work on. I'm like, that's a great idea. She's only in Michigan, so she's not.
Oh, really?
And I have emailed her, it was a few years ago, about coming and teaching at one of the knit retreats, and she answered back herself. It wasn't one of her people or anything, because Stephen West has people.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. You don't talk directly or email directly to him, and he doesn't answer.
I don't have people.
I know. I think we're missing out on people.
Well, I have a person, but, you know.
Yes.
Okay, you're more, but yeah, you don't answer my email.
No. No. Every once in a while. It's so funny, because a few times Tim will be writing something, and they'll ask me to sort of edit it, and I kind of add in a little more exclamation marks and a little friendliness. And when he does it to me, he cuts it all down.
Yeah.
It's like, you definitely have a voice, even in emails. It's kind of funny, because I'm like I said, I'm trying to find someone to help with the social media, but you need someone who's kind of got that same voice that you have.
Right.
So you can fool people, know
Yeah. Oh, that would
who's
be,
doing
yeah.
it.
Oh, that would be fun, though, to say things and have people
Get it
believe you
checked.
said it. Oh, my goodness.
Well, okay, so a customer told me she got a job. Okay, this is the craziest job I've ever freaking heard of. I can't believe they do this, because this just seems really wrong. She works for a dating site. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
She works for a dating site, and she is the person that you hire to get that first initial contact. She's the one that will send the first few emails back and forth with the person. And until that other person says, yes, I'd like your number, I'd like us to meet, I'd like to have more contact, at that point, she hands it to the person the real person she's pretending to be, sends them all of the emails and all of the back and forth thing.
That's not a job.
It's a job.
I would love that job.
She's
You
full-time.
have so much fun.
It's insane. So the person that you're talking to isn't talking to the person they think they're talking to. It's somebody else.
Oh, this is a movie, a Hallmark movie.
No, I swear
No,
to God.
no, because you can fall in love with somebody who you're setting up with somebody else.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Hallmark, do they know
I know
about this?
No.
Well, we'll do it next year.
I just kept
For
saying, are
Christmas.
you serious? Because her friend was like, this is terrible. Because, I mean, you're
Is she
thinking
here
you're
in Houston?
speaking, I can't say anymore.
Oh.
I'm not going to say
Oh,
anything.
my goodness. I want this
But
job.
if she is who she is, she doesn't know the person she's speaking for. So then she gives this guy, assuming she's speaking as the woman, and the guy is,
Well, that's
whatever.
an assumption right there.
Well, it is. It is absolutely. But I'm just putting myself in that. It's like, she comes across as this lovely, cheerful person, and maybe the person that she's pretending to speak for is not that person at all. Or do they try to match you up with someone who's sort of your voice?
Maybe they tell you that.
Because whose voice is she being?
Lesley's a crab, so
Yeah.
to make sure you are.
he's an old curmudgeon, speak like a curmudgeon.
Yeah. Wow.
Doesn't that seem
It seems.
underhanded and kind of
Yes, it does.
creepy?
It does, but I still want the job.
I know.
That sounds like it would be way more fun than.
I read way too many romance novels. I would be I would be just.
Well, I won't tell you what I spend my time with, but it's not romance.
It's the craziest job.
Yes, totally.
I couldn't believe it. I'm like, it's a full-time gig. She can work from home.
Yeah, no, it's all this. I suppose you can do it any time of day.
Yeah.
You don't have to,
Yeah.
and you don't have to get dressed.
No.
And you don't have to shave. Like there's no
Nope.
Zoom involved.
Nope.
Oh, this
Not
would be
until
perfect.
there's actual contact where the person wants to actually have real straight
And then you
contact.
just hand them over to the
You
real
hand
person.
them all the past
And of course, if I had
conversations, all the
hired somebody, I'd give
communications.
them a whole, because when I was dating and found Larry,
Yeah.
I did, I had a checklist. I mean, I was an old guy at the time. I was in my
Oh,
60s, so I
yeah.
didn't, no point in wasting time.
No.
Well, top of the list, no vegans. You know,
Had to
I
own
was
their
a
own home.
farmer at the time.
Yeah.
You know, if I can't eat my own cows, then,
Yeah.
yeah, I won't tell you some of the other things on the list. There's, you know, I mean, mid-60s, you don't waste time.
No, it's true. I'm very glad I've been married 24 and a half years, almost 25.
Yeah. But it was, I would have had to give that list to people.
Yes,
you know,
yeah, I'm
check
sure
and
there's
see if
more
they
to
eat
it
meat,
than,
you know?
it was just a conversation in the store, and I was just like, yeah, there's a million questions now that I would totally ask, but.
Oh, I would totally, after we're off the air, I'm gonna find out, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, cause it's so odd, like trying to come across, and it's so all I'm thinking is, why would I bother paying someone to write these things? But I mean, I get it, if someone's really uncomfortable with that first initial contact and nervous or something, but.
And it's.
I just don't worry about it. It's gonna work or it's not gonna work, and if it doesn't, move on.
Oh, no, when I was doing it, and
Yeah.
when I finally just did decide, just before Larry, I said, that's it. I mean, I hope you people are not easily offended, but I met this one guy who was in the hospitality industry.
Right.
So when I went to meet him, it was 11 o'clock, 11:30, we're meeting at like a Tim Hortons coffee time.
Morning.
And, and we're gonna have coffee and lunch.
Yeah.
He was hammered out of his mind. And, yeah, I know. Hospitality industry. He works in the hospitality industry. You know what he does? He hands out towels at a bathhouse. Now, I don't think a bathhouse is true. So that was it. I just said, that's it. So now, if I could have hired somebody.
I didn't think they use towels in bathhouses a whole lot.
If I could have hired somebody to screen, it could have just, and that's when I just said, that's it, I'm done.
True.
I will never use another dating, and then
Which
Larry
one did you
came
find
along.
Larry on? Which one did you meet?
Silver daddies.
Silver
They're old guys.
Cute.
It is. Yeah,
I
know.
know a few people my sister-in-law, that's how she met her husband. I know a few people that it's worked.
Well,
Plenty of Fish was one somebody used.
Yeah. Well, Larry lived in Toronto at the time. I was in the county.
Yeah, you would
He was
never have
born and raised in the county.
That was so funny. You guys had a lot of.
He lived around the corner from my son's house in Toronto. It was all just scary, but.
It was.
But yeah, anyway.
So funny.
And he's a nice man, and he doesn't show up at 11:30 drunk, and he doesn't work in the hospitality industry.
What kind of impression would you be putting out? Like, what does he think he's putting?
Wait, I won't go. And then he took me back to his place just to see where he lived. But we had to be really quiet because his ex was still there.
Oh,
and his ex was sleeping. And
oh,
this is all.
red flags.
Yeah. So I would have hired.
Yes.
If I were gonna keep doing this, I would have hired somebody. And of course, my kids got to the point where they wouldn't let me go on one of these dates unless I wanna know where you're going, who you're with, and when you'll be home. And I thought, no, that's what I used to say.
Yeah.
So, and that's when I got a cell phone and started using my cell phone all the time.
There's a whole safety thing in there. Right?
Yeah.
What do they call it? Catfishing or?
Is that on your list?
No. I'm completely off the list. I don't even know what time it is.
See, we need Tim, because Tim wouldn't let this happen.
No. But damn, it's good.
Yeah, I know.
Do you want to show us your quilt?
I can show you a quilt.
Yeah.
We'll just.
I'll try to throw in some magical stuff.
Yes. I'm going to show you this quilt just because.
Oh, and if you pass me my phone that's on the table there, I'll check the time. So of course, I don't really know what time we started. So
I
we
don't know,
get
it was
30
about 10
minutes.
after. It was about 10
Oh,
after.
we're in 23 minutes.
Oh,
Okay.
23, we're fine.
Yes.
This is big, and it's hard to show, it's big, but anyway.
Oh.
And it's all 100% hand-dyed fabric that I dyed before Busy Hands, so end of November for the first week in December. Yeah.
And this, can we go towards the camera to show the stitching on one of these diamonds?
Well, that's my
Your stitcher.
that's my, I have
Okay,
a woman
I'm
who
trying to
does
get this
my
non-glare.
long-arm quilting for me, Deanna
There.
Godard. And I design what I want her to do, and then she does it, because she has the skills, and I just have the
Look at
ideas,
that.
so, yeah.
Man,
Anyway,
that is luscious.
and
And
I
it's
did-
indigo. Is it indigo dyed, the blue?
No,
or is it
it's
just
all just
and red on the
Procyon MX dyes, red and yellow on the back.
Nice.
But the reason I brought this today is
No one's in the screen.
I didn't think I would sell fabric online because every piece of fabric is different.
Yeah.
But I showed a whole bunch, and somebody say, I want, and they wanted 32 but they wanted 8 meters, so I thought, oh, that's cool. At $8, if 6 of it works out to $32 a meter. No, 30,
Right.
yeah. So anyway, yeah.
Fun.
But I just took pictures, and they looked at the pictures and said, just pick us, a selection, so that was cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I
No,
got
I
money
mean,
for
that's
that.
what people do when they come in looking for yarn to do like a fade on a sweater. Half the time they don't know. And I always say, pick your first color, find your gut, what one you can't take your eye keeps going back to, and we'll
Right.
start from there.
Right,
And
well,
it's
and with
it's
something
funny
like
how
that,
they
I mean, it's
can't
just
figure it
throw
out.
in more bright colors, it gets,
Yeah, and you've got all the same chroma levels, so it's nice and bright. And
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
because your other quilt that's there is all kind of a little bit more muted and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Do you want to show that
I
one?
can show that one.
What's the story on? Is that?
Yeah, it is.
Go ahead.
No,
what are you
it's,
gonna say?
this is really made differently, and I've had great fun. It's the second one of these I've done, with this technique, and it's based on it's
Scrappy.
I'm gonna
Keep
get,
coming.
it's all made with Japanese yarn dyed fabrics, and silk, and fabrics that'll fray a lot, and what I did is it's inspired by the Japanese concept of boro, where you just kind of sew and mend on top, so each of these blocks isn't pieced in a traditional way, and it's not
So it's-
appliqué, it's just, that's how I sewed the pieces together.
So like
I just
some
put a
of it's
piece on
caught,
top,
some of it's
stitch
not.
around the edge,
Right.
yeah, and then cut out behind it, and then it's all washed.
So, of course,
So this is shot
not
cotton,
being
this is silk,
yep.
that's shot cotton, and the rest of it is all yarn dyed, Japanese yarn dyed fabrics. So this
So-
is a block, right? Can
So
see
you kind
this?
of tacked it, I'm assuming, and then you got your
Yeah, I
long
didn't
arm
tack it.
knitting
I
gut
sewed it
person.
together.
Did you?
Yeah, it's all, the top is solid.
Okay.
I'll bring a top sometime and show you. And then at the
So
back, I
does
have
it
the
ever,
back.
like when you're doing all these swirls and stuff, does that catch on the fabric when
Sure
she's
does,
doing it?
sure
Oh,
does.
she must.
She
how
hates
much,
me,
Oh,
but
I bet.
no, she
Must have
doesn't.
been a headache.
But it was all, it's washed afterwards, so.
Right.
And she called me and said, oh, I'm having trouble with this because I keep catching and and they're going the
Yeah.
wrong way. And I said, well, I'm gonna wash it and they're gonna go whatever way they go. So,
Right.
I mean, I can always, if say right here,
Yeah.
if that was annoying to me, I would just cut on either side of it. And all of these things here, because of the fraying,
Yep.
that's a tiny, it's a 1.5 stitch length, so as it frays, it's not gonna fall apart. But
Right.
yeah, so I did this one, and this one is called, I'm working on a series of quilts at the moment, and they're all about the notion of finding comfort. Because I decided joy is really cool, and finding joy is kind of what I thought I was looking for all the time.
Yeah.
But I decided that finding comfort is much more important.
know,
And once
yeah.
you have comfort and that
The joy
calmness,
is-
the joy is there.
It's true. Yep.
So this one is called Finding Comfort in Dying, because for the first 5 weeks of 2021, I believed that I was dying within 2 years. And by the end of that though, you just become quite comfortable with it, because you realize you've had a good life and you've met fabulous people and done fabulous things and,
Yes.
yeah, so anyway, hope that comes through, that
Yeah,
it's not
that's
done,
interesting.
it's got this,
The comfort, because it's true. I don't know, maybe is it an age thing? Because I mean, I would have always said that I'm looking for joy and happiness, but yeah, now, I mean, I'm only 53, but comfort is something. It's like,
Yeah, yeah.
you want to be able to come home to your house and just know you can just let off whatever, whether it's just sitting on the couch and being quiet and calm and just
I
not
think
thinking and
for
not.
people like you and I, who tend to be a little on the ADHD kind
Yeah.
of side,
Yeah,
comfort becomes real. Our lives are
Yes.
exhausting, Lesley.
yeah.
No, we do
Yes.
more than most people do, just in the way we do things. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not that we accomplish more, but we move more doing it.
We spin a lot before we get to the end
So
result.
comfort, for me, that's just,
Yes.
there's a calm that comes with it.
Yeah.
I'm working on a commission right now, and I think that's kind of the idea that it's gonna be huge. It's roughly almost 5 feet by almost 10 feet, and it's gonna hang in a wall above a couch.
Oh,
And there's a
nice.
window that's at least that size, maybe even bigger, on another
Yeah.
wall. It's the coolest thing I've ever
Yeah,
had to
'cause
do.
It's funny, because I mean, Tim, for me, going home isn't necessarily my calm place, because, well, we got the kids at home who are in their 20s, and Tim works from home, so he likes having a lot of social and chatter and stuff, and I just want this quiet. So that's my thing, has always been going to the barn to see the
Yeah.
horses, right? And I lost my horse. He died suddenly at 10, and then I got Oliver, who he was the giantest clown, 7-year-old. Anyways, but I had to sell Oliver. He was a more horse than I could handle, so he's got gone with a friend, and he's having a fabulous life, and so I've just been taking lessons, but once a week isn't enough. I never realized how much I need that alone with an animal, and just doing that physicality of just, even just walking around and having a conversation with a horse. It's
and that's kind of what the whole group of quilts that I'm working on at the moment. I'd really like to, when I'm through, have a dozen of them and have them similar size and have them in a show all together. And I write to go with them, so each of them has a poem or a short story or something to go with them as well. And I think it would someday it'll be a book.
You know what? Let's plan. Say 2 years. You and I will do a show.
Okay.
Of my felting and your quilts, like that fiber thing.
And focusing on comfort, like just finding comfort. I want that to be the theme for the show that I do. Just finding comfort.
Because sometimes I don't like making things just for the sake of making things. There has to be something that's coming. I guess it's that to find a reason to create something, I have to have something in my head that needs to come out, sort of thing. That would be, that'd be. And
that's what my quilting is, and my quilt making is. It's not, I mean, yes, I can sit down and make a quilt, and the one with the bright colors, that's kind of what that, just making a quilt to show off fabrics. I can do that, and I like to do that.
Color therapy,
but the quilts that I really, really enjoy making are the ones that tell my story.
Yes.
And this year, that's been, I mean, it's 14 of them, and it's been an interesting story to tell. I have one that's in Auburn, New York at the moment, at the Quilts Equal Art Equal Quilt Show. It's made the same way as this. It's got transitions from light to dark, and it's called Finding Comfort in the Unknown. And I pieced it the 2 weeks before my transplant, when I didn't know what was going to happen. I knew when it was. I had no idea, and I needed to clear my head, and I just needed to be calm, and comfortable. And so that just took my heart, my head, my brain, all things, just went into piecing this together. And then on the day that my daughter was my donor, on the day that my daughter and I were in surgery, while we were in surgery, my quilter quilted it on her long arm machine during the time that we were, so there's so much, so there's so much story in that. And that's, I'm sure, why it's in the show right now, is because of the story that's in it.
Yes. Well, somebody sent me a Facebook notice or a message that she knit each of her grandsons, now I don't know what age they were, I assume they were around teenagers, socks. And what she did, she put with the socks there's some little poem or like a little note. It says, socks take 35,000 stitches, and I thought of you for every single one of these stitches, so that's how much I love you. And it's like, she said her grandsons loved it, and I'm like, it is so true, because when you're knitting things like this scarf, there's something kind of magical about putting your energy into it. And with felting, sometimes you put a little bit of your little your blood into it. On occasion.
Well, you do it with quilting too.
Yeah.
You try not to do it on the white stuff.
Yes, exactly. So interestingly, I applied for a grant. Now, I did get accepted, but I think we have to use the grant. It's just a small grant. But what I put in, it's for the tourism thing. It's about bringing tourism during the off seasons, like the shoulder season. So I have to do it by March, and I don't know if that's going to happen. But it's a retreat, but with tying in about meditation and knitting and crafting. So we're going to combine knitting as meditation, a little bit of yoga, because it's all about, stretching out your hands. Everybody do this if you're a knitter. Stretch. But the whole idea of crafting as a form of meditation and solstice, like solitude. Am I saying that right now? Not solstice. Finding your solitude. Solitude.
I don't use
what am I
words like
trying
that.
to say?
Just comfort.
Comfort, yes, really. Because we all craft probably for a reason. So it's like that, finding that zone. So we're trying to create a weekend. Myself and Fiona Ellis, and she's actually a registered yoga instructor, and she's also has a course that she created with knitting as meditation. So
cool.
Yeah, because when Tim started knitting, it kind of turned into this thing that he kind of liked it as a meditation, and then started teaching some other guys, and that it's amazing what it does for your brain. It's good. It's all good stuff.
There you go. Yeah.
So hopefully that will happen. The problem I'm having is I can't find any locations in the county that are open in March to actually host 20 people.
Yeah.
But keeping track, check out the news, send me an email if you want to get on the newsletter.
The Royal will be open by then.
I don't know if we can afford the Royal,
Yeah,
our
yeah.
lovely, beautiful new hotel in downtown Picton.
I was being sarcastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the other thing I've got coming, Leica Yuchiyama is going to come in June 28th to July 1st. Now, Leica is an incredible felting artist. She does wet felting garments and bags and scarves, and she has this really cool technique called pine needle, and it's like little tiny bits over top with negative open space in her felting. And so she's coming and going to be teaching a 4-day workshop here, assuming everything goes as planned, in Picton for 4 days, June 28th to July 1st. I don't know the price. I don't know anything. We're just trying to get dates and confirming where the hall we're gonna rent and all that kind of stuff, but only have 10 spots available.
Oh, wow.
Maybe only 9 because I want to do it. And so she's coming all the way from Ireland. She's a Japanese woman that was taught felting in Japan, and then went to New Zealand and learned techniques there, and now she lives full-time in Ireland.
Cool.
So yeah, very, very neat lady.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
and then she's gonna hit a couple other places in Canada on her way home.
Oh, excellent.
Sort of do a
Yeah.
Canadian tour. I don't know, she might go down to the States, I'm not sure what the plan is.
But she's coming to Picton.
She's coming
That's
to
what
Picton.
mattered.
Coming to
Yes, yes.
Picton, so I scooped her up.
Did you get a grant for that one? Tourism,
No.
it should have.
But I think because it's only 10 people, it's gotta be, you gotta go for the bigger numbers. And of course, that's in the middle of the high season, so the other problem is I've gotta get it out there so people can book a room, because you're not gonna be able to get a room.
Right, yeah.
2 years ago, the last time we did this, rooms were easy to get. Now a room in Picton, apparently the average price is over $400.
I couldn't believe it. Yeah. I'm gonna rent out my spare bed. Except I've got
I'll rent out my couch.
I have fabric.
I never knew when there might be a 20-year-old sleeping on my couch. They tend to fall in my house.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah. Oh, and my other thing that I did for Christmas, and then we'll kind of wrap things up. I gifted myself this awesome thing. Of course, I put it together really sloppily. I was trying to organize last night. It's a bit of a mess. So this is a really awesome, amazing, to hold all your needles. Circular, double points. I haven't put my double points in because I didn't have a ruler gauge. So, so it's got all the sizes, so all the double points, and the pockets are the right size to fit your double points. Okay, I put my interchangeables in here, but yes, it's got me organized. It has, instead of having jars of double points and 2 bags with circular and another bag with all the interchangeables, it's all in one. And the really cool thing,
Bicycles.
the fabric, whoops, it's upside down, there, is Bicycles yarn bond in a lamppost. Which, guess what, is exactly what I have in front of my store. A yarn bond bicycle and a yarn bond lamppost. That's how you find me on Picton Main Street. I think I need to make that into a logo.
Yeah. Well, as long as,
cool.
if somebody owns that.
Maybe, I guess.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wouldn't use, it would be a different, I would get
Right,
Tim
yeah,
to
yeah.
illustrate it. He's the logo creator, so
There you go.
that's the plan.
Sounds
So,
wonderful.
Yeah,
Can I put a plug in?
you
I want
can.
to tell these exciting people, because I'm sure you're all my new 30 or 40 followers, but I broke 2,000, and I'm also almost up to 2,020
On Instagram?
On Instagram. So Bill_Stearman, give me a follow.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And I think I'm Rosehaven Yarn on Instagram, and you have Rosehaven on.
And you're probably
Yarn
up
on
at 4,000 or
Facebook.
5,000.
No, I'm only 2,500. I'm not.
Ooh, she's ahead of me. Push it
You're
famous.
catching up
I mean,
fast.
you're juiced. Yeah, you.
I'm not yet.
You will be.
Hopefully, I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look for somebody, if anybody's interested, I'm trying to find someone to help me do some social media posting. I need to post more often, and I'm busy.
Yeah, I'd offer, but I could use the same person.
Yeah.
There's some days I just sit there like, damn, I haven't posted anything for so long. So I
I
post a picture of
know.
my dog, because I don't have anything else.
I know. It's like, it's so hard. And I always
Yeah.
think I haven't knit enough, I haven't knit something new enough, and it's like, there's a million things I should be doing. So many things, but
Oh,
anyways, so, and we do have a clearance sale going on in store. It's, not online, cause none of the stuff that's on the clearance sale is on the website. So, yeah, if you come in, we are saying that we only take 4 people at a time in the shop because of our own personal choices, my house, my rules. So anyways, I hope you guys are all well, happy, healthy holidays, and hopefully
Happy
this
New
video.
Year. I mean,
Yes.
the new year is gonna be just fabulous.
God, I hope so.
Yes.
2022 and 2020 and 2021 are just, it was like one year.
2021, I keep looking back and, you know.
Can't remember which year from the 2 years, it just seems
Oh,
like a
I
whole
will never
blur.
forget 2021.
Well,
Yeah.
I suppose,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's been,
With your
yeah,
health stuff.
no, it's over, so good things are coming.
So we'll see you next year. I hope this video actually worked.
Yeah, me too, I've had fun, even if it didn't work. I mean, I just get to sit and talk to this woman, it's
Yes.
very cool.
It's fun. All right,
All
let's
right,
see.
let's
We did
see.
40 minutes. We're not bad without Tim. Okay, see you.